Everyone's talking about the Oakland budget deficit as if it's the first time Oakland has had a budget deficit. Folks, this is far from the first time Oakland's had a budget deficit. Far from it. Uh, it seems like we have had a chronic deficit problem. But the difference between the 20th century and today is that now these problems are in the three-digit category rather than the two-digit category. Okay, uh, and so now we have budget deficits that are in the 150 to 200 million dollar range. Okay, all right. So we once had budget deficit problems that were in the 18 million range, and we thought that was a lot of money. Now it truly is a lot of money, okay? Now it truly is a lot of money. So, what do we do about it, and how do we get here? Well, we got here because, first of all, the main difference, I've talked about it before, is that we, in the past, before 2011, would pay for part of our labor costs with tax increment financing. And what is tax increment financing? That is the redevelopment law where you designate an area that you deem blighted and say, hey, look, we're going to take all the property tax that we normally put 22% to the general fund, then we give some to BART and AC Transit and the Alameda East Bay Utility District, and we're going to take all that and we're going to give it to the redevelopment agency. And the redevelopment agency, hey, would you be some kindness to get one of those bacons for me? It's like the one that's $6.99 in the corner there. That down where it says the yellow tag. Yeah, that one. Yahtzee. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah. So as I was saying, what we do, and we say, this is blight, and we use all this money for a bond issue, right? Okay. So now the situation is we don't do that anymore. Hey, thanks a lot, by the way.
You're welcome.
Now we don't do that anymore. And what we do is we say, all right, what am I getting next here? I've got that. Of course, potato salad. So we don't do that anymore. And so now what we do is, well, we base it all on the general fund, and we think, okay, we don't have any money. So what happens is that, hey, look, if we have some elected official that's not maybe grant savvy, we're just screwed then, aren't we? Okay? I mean, seriously, that's a scenario, all right? That's not the way we used to do things. All right? We had an extra source of income. It was tax increment financing. That's what we did. So, all right, so what do we do now? Okay. What happened was that Jerry killed redevelopment in 2011. He thought, well, I'm governor of California. We got a giant budget deficit. I need to cut this budget deficit. And so redevelopment being used all around the state, his thought was it's costing me property tax revenue. And that wasn't the case. In fact, the California Redevelopment Coalition, among other organizations, said, hey, Governor Brown, you can actually cut the deficit without cutting redevelopment. But Jerry didn't listen, then got rid of it. And not only that, Jerry really benefited from redevelopment when he was mayor of Oakland. So, all right? That's just the truth. So now he comes in as mayor. How he benefited was by having this redevelopment money to help, for example, give $70 million to Forest City as a guaranteed profit promise for their housing in uptown Oakland, where the Oakland Athletics ballpark should have been. Just I said it just like that, okay? He didn't do that, all right? He didn't do that at all. So then, all right, so the ballpark, he kills the ballpark idea. Then he has this 10K idea. What is that? 10,000 units of housing. I mean, he rightly said, he was correct on this. He rightly said that Oakland needed 10,000 units of housing to build this elegant density of people downtown, spending money in retail and all that. It was a fair idea, okay? Here's the problem. The 10K plan was only focused on housing. It wasn't a downtown development plan. All right? So we didn't get retail out of it. We didn't get entertainment. We didn't get theaters. We didn't get eateries. We didn't get different types of offices as part of the plan. It was, hey, you see a parcel there? That parcel's empty. Market for housing development. Boom. Market rate, not affordable. Jerry, it turned out, and Jerry later admitted this in 2020, he didn't like affordable housing. Oh, wow. So Jerry, you just basically admitted that you laid the groundwork for the creation of the homeless problem that Oakland is faced with today. Okay? All right? We have to undo this, folks. This has to be undone. And the best way to undo it is to get away from the 10K plan. All right? Hey, blessings, Von Eric. How are you? The best way to do it is to get away from the 10K plan and toward a plan that really develops the downtown in accordance with an economic development strategy that actually gains us the revenue we need. We're not getting that, all right? That's the problem. We're not getting that. And we're not going to get it if we keep on kind of per project, per developer, highly politicized effort, if you want to call it that, to build something to appease one developer. We need a plan, all right? A giant plan. In the other video, I was getting after the gentleman for having a focus on just a train station and not a development plan that includes, hey, different types of land uses and then the train station, right? All right? That's the way to do it. Okay? That's the way to do it. Look, coleslaw. Yummy, yummy. That's the way to do it. It's reduced coleslaw. Ooh, so guess what? $3.82. From $7? You betcha. As Sarah Palin used to say, you betcha. Ta-da. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Da-da-da. All right, cool. Got it. I got that. I got the bacon, okay? So I got that and I got the bacon. All right. So anyway, Jerry's plan has done Oakland a lot of damage. And the governor, he was a great four terms. He was a great four-term governor of the state of California. Fine. He made his mark there. But the downside of his legacy will be his getting rid of redevelopment. The other downside of his legacy will be advocating for an Oakland that does not have affordable housing. Okay? That was Jerry. That was what Jerry said he didn't want. Or as he subsidized, he didn't want that. Shame on him. Now Jerry hears this and he wants to tell a different story. Hey, come on the show, Jerry. Come on the show, Jerry. Jerry says, what are you looking at? I am looking at ready to eat, hot or cold. Hold on a second. So I'm trying to solve a problem here. And I think I have. You know what? The good news is that I'm getting better in terms of mobility. And so, because of that, I'm in the cart, but I can move. I have a little bit of a twinge in my hip as opposed to an ouch that existed earlier this week. And so I can get up. I deliberately left without my cane. All right, now, what am I getting here? I am getting the classic seasoned. Is that it? Fresh roast, ready to eat, hot or cold. Why not? Chicken. I know we got chicken, but just in case. Okay, all right. So I've got all that stuff. That's it. I'm done. I think. I'm done. Yeah. I'm done. So, if it were not for the 10K program, we would not have these chronic deficits, because our economic development strategy was torn asunder by it. We don't do economic development anymore. We stopped the completion of city center, if you notice. The 9 square land use plan has not been completed. There's a couple of parcels to go that are still sitting there. We stopped trying to lure businesses from San Francisco to Oakland. We need to start again. So those are problems that need to be straightened out. And I need to get some yogurt. All right. So there it is, folks. Remember that the 10K program started this. That's why we have chronic deficits today. And until we get to a sensible, reasonable, logical plan of coordinated economic development, we're going to have these problems for the foreseeable. And Oakland does not need to be in that position, ladies and gentlemen, okay? It just doesn't. So subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube. Oh, and by the way, remember to bookmark ZennyReport.com and OaklandNewsOnline.com and Zenny62blog.com. And stay tuned. Oh, by the way, also CESLasVegasNews.com and also San Diego Comic-Con News.com as well. All right. So remember all those as you go along, and we'll see you. All right.